So I started this quest roughly at age 10. So I told you 1957, but at age 10 I started, let me start thinking about this. I'm already getting frustrated. At age 32, the light bulb goes off. Maybe quest for potential. So there's a guy in my neighborhood named Schiffman. He's now world famous. Then he was just respected. He teaches Jewish history at NYU, but he knows philosophy. Those who teach Jewish history tend to know Jewish philosophy. He's my neighbor in Great Neck, sort of. I'd never met him before, but I heard of him. So I asked him to come over. So I'm age 32. He's a little older than me. Let's say he was on age 35. It's sort of way back. He said it's neo-Kabbalistic. You sort of heard of Kabbalah? He says neo-Kabbalistic. It's original. It's powerful. I'll help you get it published. So he ended up copy editing. You know what copy editing is? He did the commas on the house, right? Twice. I'd be suicidal if I had to copy edit my own book. But he did it for me twice. So I'll help you get it published. So I went this direction, Then I said to myself, to get to Summa 2, more universal, I have to grow personally. So I only come out with Summa 2 in 2005. Years later, because I knew how to grow myself intellectually to go for Summa 2. So that's where I'm at in this whole thing. And I realized that from the get-go, it might lance these other problems. Say it's solved it is a strong word, right? But it might lance all these issues. So since it seemed to lance all the issues, I figured I'll put myself on the line. I'll devote the time and effort. Because if it's right, the ramifications are profound. You have to rethink everything. All of us. All the schools. All the sciences. It impacts all the sciences. You name it. Anthropology, psychology. You name it. It impacts everything. If it's right, biology, evolution. It's like I like things. High upside potential. In business also, we like in life, we all want high upside potential. Low risk, high upside potential. But this philosophy is high risk, high upside potential. It's a high risk endeavor. In my mind, it was not high risk. In my mind, it was like a 51, 49 gamble. 51% it would prevail. But I had to figure out how to get traction, down the road. In my mind, it was not such a big gamble. To outsiders, like, this is a big gamble. But to me, it was no. I had Schiffman, I had one other person. I said, no, this is cool. This is good. This is strong. So, yes, we're dealing with all these issues that you brought up. And this is where we're at. It's withstood all challenge. So we were surprised that it got attacked, so to speak, from the left. I never even heard of this group before. I never heard of hardline atheism. They were not on my radar. I'm telling you frankly, they were not on my radar. There's a joke that all Jews are really agnostic at heart. So agnostic, fine.
Young ones too, maybe.
Say again?
Young ones too, perhaps.
Fine, fine. Okay, so we can deal with agnostic. And I think hardline atheism says definitively there's no direction to the universe. How can you be definitive about that? Did you check out every closet in the universe? It's like hard to be definitive about certain things. You can be definitive you don't know. Agnostic, I don't know. You can be definitive that I believe in God. Okay, fine. But how can you be definitive that there's no direction? You can be definitive that there's no God. That's no classic God. That's soft-line atheism. But how can you be definitive there's no direction to the universe? How can you be so sure about that? I don't view it as a viable position. I can see what I call soft atheism. I don't believe in any classic God. Fine, I can accept that. Middle ground position. Agnostic. I don't know. Well, I don't care. I'm fine with that for sure. I feel the power. I believe in God. Okay, but I can't understand. There's definitely no direction in the universe. How do you get so smart that every niche, nook and cranny of the universe, there's no direction? You're a smarter boy than I am.
But aren't you saying that you feel that there definitely is a direction to the universe?
Yes.
So why is that a different statement in that way? Like,
how did we get here?
Did you check all the closets?
No, because how did we get here? Ask the atheist, how did we get here? How did we get to Christopher? They say, well, it's all random. It's all random. There's no direction. It's all happenstance. It just happened. We got to our universe. Why? Because there's an infinite universe. Because I have to say, where did Christopher come from? That's why I'm saying there must be a direction to the universe. I think the logic flows.
Well, you were saying that, so in order to have potential, we have this like contrast between good and evil, and we have to have the evil, right? You were
In
saying
order
we kind
to,
of have
in order
to
to
have
be
it.
creation, the hypothesis, zero had a split.
Right.
And part of that split was the possibility of good and evil.
But
right?
doesn't that mean to continue creating, we have to have, for creation to continue, and we need creation to continue for the world to continue and for the universe to continue, for organisms to continue, you'll always have to have evil. So wouldn't you say then that how are we advancing then if we're in this cycle of good and evil, and sometimes there's going to be more evil and more wars or more genocides, and then other times there aren't. It's going to always balance out. So how are we really advancing?
I think we have to advance. We have to advance and deal with the evil, contain it, lance it. I mean, it's not my, in other words,
But then we'd be killing creation.
no. If you eliminate evil, if you eliminate it totally, you might end the cycle. If someone said to you, you, Kara, can eliminate all evil tomorrow, and if you wave the wand, you might end the universe. You might end the universe as we know it. But if you got it down to manageable proportions, you do not end the universe. The hypothesis, it was the genie was let out of the box at creation, the evil genie. Now we have to maneuver around it, suppress it, try to push it back into the box, counter it, negate it as best we can. But then you have to be careful what you wish for. And my hypothesis, if you eliminate it totally, you might end the whole cosmic advance. And that's
So you feel that you have to have it, but to contain it to a certain degree.
Right, yes. Contain it to whatever extent you can. We try to eliminate it, obviously, as a goal. But but it happens to be very hard to eliminate. But if hypothetically you could eliminate it, I suspect the entire cosmic order would stop. As we know it. I suspect. That's my theodicy in the first book. That even all-powerful God cannot eliminate it. Because to eliminate it would be suicidal for God. That's hypothesis. That's all I can handle. I'm trying to deal with the problem. That's how I resolve the problem. That you can actually hold on to your belief if you wish. And my kids are all modern Orthodox, of an all-powerful God. In the face of evil, because all-powerful God eliminated evil totally, it might be suicide for God, suicide for the universe. So if they wish, my 3 modern Orthodox Jewish kids can all talk to the concepts of classic God in the face of evil. If they wish, they can do it. You can challenge it, but if they wish, they can intellectually finesse it. But as I said, the pure play is pure potential, a sort of secular spiritual quest potential, which is we're all part of the divine. We're all actually extensions of the divine. And we're all extensions of the infinite. Meaning you, Kara, tracking back all the way to that zero genesis point. I call that Genesis. You're a recent evolvement, build out of it.
Of course. I just think that, though, if, we're going for our individual quest for potential and you're talking about containing evil to a certain degree,
Right.
it's pretty difficult to do that when, as we discussed before, people's quests for potential are going to confront each other, and it's inevitably going to result in some evils and conflict. And so it's pretty hard to contain it, and keep it on the low, like you're saying.
Look, let's take a snapshot now. Take a snapshot now. August 21st. We have a pretty advanced civilization, right? As we speak. New York City, pretty advanced, pretty complex, pretty dynamic, pretty extraordinary. With its fair share of evil floating around and negativity floating around as we speak. They're all true simultaneously. Meaning, after all the production, we're not in such a terrible position if you just look at New York. So it's sort of rocking and rolling. Life as well. We've all taken our hits, all taken our blows, all had our betrayals, shared betrayals, yada, yada. But still we're standing. We're still standing. At this moment in time, we have the luxury of a nice little philosophical discussion, netting out everything. and we will continue to advance. Our mandate is to advance.
Well, who says we're to advance? Great advanced ancient civilizations also collapsed, and then others popped up and were advanced and
In their
then
place.
collapsed. So
In their
we
place.
could be on the brink of that as well.
It's all true. It's all true, and it might happen. It's all true. It's all true. We all deal with the reality.
So we're not necessarily going to continue to advance, is what I'm saying.
You mean our civilization?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. We're on the verge of annihilation as we speak. We all hope that we won't be. We all hope that no madman will push us too far anywhere in the world. And we all hope that. And frankly, I believe that we will prevail. But that might be wired into my system to believe against the odds. We all believe we'll advance as opposed to that more and more nations have nuclear weapons, et cetera, et cetera. We all believe, so we have to believe we will prevail and survive and not be wiped out. We must believe that. Even though objectively, we're at risk. We have to believe it, that we'll prevail. It's hard to get up in the morning. Hard to have children, hard to build families. We have to believe it. But one can say, there's no guarantee. Okay, if you force me to say, I'll agree, there's no guarantee. But I'm not going to broadcast that piece of the equation. There's no guarantee. It's a downer. I need to believe. I need to be pumped up. I need to be optimistic. I need optimism to advance forward. If there's negativity, I'll deal with it. No, it's her decision, not yours.
Oh, yeah.
Are you good? Okay, we're good.